He definitely takes a lot of heat. He takes way more heat than he really deserves. If you look at the numbers, he's top in the league. You know, he's been doing a lot of things for this team and for this offense. So I don't really understand why he gets so much criticism. You know, all of those losses that we had wasn't on him. You know, of course, we would like to take some plays back and you know, redo some plays, but that's just how it is. You don't play perfectly, especially in this league. And to see the things that he have done, I really don't know why he gets so much criticism.
All right, Judd, put your investigative beat writer hat back on here. Take your Mets hat off and put your big J journalism hat on here.
Mm-hmm.
Is this journalism 101? Why is this person lying to me? Or do you think Justin Jefferson is being genuine in his love for his quarterback?
I'm going to fall in between those two things and tell you this. As I tweeted to people, I actually got this tweet about, see Jefferson, you see you Cousins hater, you Jefferson, he loves Cousins. Okay, here's my question back to you. And it's just a common sense question. What do you think? What do you expect him to say? He's a smart kid. He's going to be a good teammate.
Deion Sanders was the one that was like even more prying. Like Deion was basically like, well, come on, this guy sucks, right?
And he told Jefferson that. Well, but no, he made the statement though. He told JJ, your guy sucks, and JJ was like, and then he just completely went in his own direction, which I credit him for. But the point is, for all of you that tweeted this, you see, he went on Jim Rome and cleared the air. All right. First of all, I'm going to refer you to when he didn't realize that the on-field mics would pick up him yelling at Kirk about throwing the ball, which was a telling thing. And I'm not saying that means he thinks Kirk stinks. He doesn't think he stinks. He doesn't stink. But for anyone to now come back and say, well, this is proof that Justin Jefferson loves Kirk. Okay. Really? You're really that naive that you think that just because he went on a national show and he's a smart kid, what do you expect him to say? You know what? Hey, Jim, between you and me, I'd prefer you turn the mics down. I think Kirk stinks. I don't want to play with Kirk. You know, I mean, come on. The other thing to keep in mind, and it's almost like, and I don't get this, there are a lot of smart, well-reasoned Vikings fans. So I'm not talking to you. And I get you're out there and we appreciate you and you watch our shows and you get it completely. So I'm not speaking to you.
You're just going to talk to the idiots right now? Is that
I'm going to talk to those who put blinders on and don't want to see the truth. There's another whole tentacle to this conversation, which we have brought up 1,000 times, but I think it's difficult for people to get their heads around, and it's easier just to focus on defending Kirk. And that's this. Stefon Diggs did not leave, and I'll say it again, because of Kirk. He left because of how the offense operated. And if you look at the amount of times, if you look at the targets that Justin Jefferson had as a rookie, may I add a marvelous rookie, a great rookie, a rookie who should have been used a ton. His targets were not sufficient to talent. And so this conversation about Kirk and about the offense goes deeper than just Kirk. It goes to the philosophy of how the offense runs. And we are broken records in talking about this, but I feel like there's a group of people that either don't get it, like they just look at the offense and say, well, it was fourth. You see? Okay, that's it in yards. And I believe it was 11th in scoring. That's great. But this conversation is twofold. One, it's about Kirk. That's very true. Two, it's about how does Justin Jefferson, how is he going to feel as he progresses, and I think continues to be a phenomenal player. How's he going to feel about how this offense operates if it continues to operate like it did in 2020? And so I just urge you, if you hear Justin Jefferson or Thielen or Irv Smith on Jim Rome or Dan Patrick or the Mad Dog or the Howling Dog or the I don't know what show.
Dog.
Yeah, I don't know what show, but if you hear them praising Kirk, take it with a grain of salt. They're smart people. There is no incentive to come out and rip anybody. Because do you think if Justin Jefferson was pumped full of truth serum today, right now on this show, and you said, Justin, I want you to either talk about how you feel really about Kirk or the offense, I guarantee you he's going to talk about the offense and his targets. That's so this is a complex dissection of football that we do here on Purple Daily. And it's looking past what a guy says to Jim Rome during Super Bowl week, when, by the way, he's probably doing 18 hits in a day.
So I don't fully disagree with you, but I here's my perspective on it. All right. Some men, and you are one of these men, find their Tom Brady in life right out of high school, right out of college. They don't have to, like Declan, on the other hand. Declan's been sampling some Ryan Fitzpatrick. Like, Declan's in his late 20s, and he's been sampling some Ryan Fitzpatricks over here in the dating realm. And, there's a Christian Ponder over there. Or maybe there's a Favre that broke his heart or something, right?
Oh, Favre's out there.
Sometimes you get lucky, and right out of the gate, you get Tom Brady. Oh, this is great. I got Peyton Manning or Tom Brady, and that's my wife going forward. Justin Jefferson is still early in exploring his quarterback relationships. He doesn't know what else could be. He doesn't know that there's a Deshaun Watson and a Pat Mahomes out there. But I will tell you that Kirk Cousins, in their first year of marriage, was great for Justin Jefferson. Great for him. I mean, 1,400 yards. Now, the system could have made more use out of Jefferson and maybe gotten him even more yards and more targets and all the things that you just said. But Kirk Cousins, once he, in the second half of the season, sort of dialed into Justin Jefferson as his number one wide receiver, and the numbers bared that out basically after like week 6 or something. He was really good. He was a good, like, early in your life, long-term relationship that's going to eventually set you up for the real long-term quarterback. And I hope it's Deshaun Watson, because that would be super fun. Like, I would love to watch Deshaun Watson and Justin Jefferson grow old together into their mid-30s in a Vikings uniform. That would be the best case scenario. But put it this way, Justin Jefferson could have drawn a lot shorter straws as a rookie wide receiver. And there's some other dudes running around, like, man, like, you go up and down CeeDee Lamb, for instance. CeeDee Lamb winds up with like random dudes, 4th string quarterbacks he's never heard of. Andy Dalton, like, Kirk Cousins is better than all those guys because Dak Prescott got hurt. So he could have drawn a shorter straw, and Kirk Cousins was a good start to his career. So
yeah, that's entirely fair.
It is really hard for me. We are now a half hour into this episode of Purple Daily, and I got to be honest, the restraint that I am showing, having not brought up the Andrew Luck stuff that came up yesterday, it's been a really hard 30 minutes.
Some withdrawal, some quarterback
reckless speculation.
Got the shakes.
I do. Like, I saw tweets. Yeah. I saw screenshots of text messages from like a friend of Andrew Luck's wife's friend's cousin that had him maybe meeting with Jim Irsay about a comeback. And I just kept thinking, boy, if Andrew Luck wants to come back, probably has to come back for a minute with the Colts, and they're primed to win a Super Bowl if they could add an Andrew Luck. But wouldn't he look great in purple at some point? Wouldn't like 35-year-old Civil War general Andrew Luck throwing to Justin Jefferson look amazing in like 2 or 3 years?
So what do we believe that the potential is of Luck, actually? Because this does sound like it was like a fourth-hand tweet. Is that right?
Yeah. So a couple of teammates of his that currently play for the Colts came out and just like said, I would be shocked if he came back. And I think Jim Irsay himself did an interview and said, yeah, I mean, that's not like anything that's on the table. I am never going to say never is kind of what he said.
And he ain't going to tell you the truth at this point, nor should he.
So, I mean, Andrew Luck probably made money to never have to work in football again, but he'd be the perfect type of quarterback if you look at 30 years of Vikings quarterback history.
Oh, and he'd fit in. Yeah. Can I say this? The National Football League, and I don't know how, the National Football League has actually taken what this show loves, the reckless speculation, off-season transactionary, if that's a word, moves. They're perfecting it right now. Think about the quarterbacks we're talking about, and it's not just us with a complete pipe dream. It might be a pipe dream on some, but think about this. Deshaun Watson, available. Think about all of the other subset of QBs, some who are pretty damn good. Matthew Stafford just got traded. Jared Goff, who, yeah, we all agree is probably not that good, but Jared Goff, a first overall pick. Gentlemen, we aren't even to the Super Bowl yet. It's on Sunday. And great. We are having off season. I mean, this is football heroin, and it's straight
reckless speculation
right here.
We're buying it off the street. It's legal. It's like we're in Copenhagen.
I'm ready to snort the 20-yard line right now. Let's do this. Come on.
It's
inject it into my veins.
Football. It's unbelievable.
Yep. Also, like, it would just be genius if the NFL said, all right, give me a little slow, especially with no traditional media day. You get like a 2-week lull between the championship games and the Super Bowl. We could use a little bit of an injection of news here. How about an intern just randomly like floats an Andrew Luck rumor so we can get like 48 hours out of it? Just to be, that's where baseball needs to think more like that. Someone needs to leak a Barry Bonds is coming back at the age of 55 rumor and really start some interesting conversation. But all right, well, we can dream about Andrew Luck.
Dearest mother.
That's one of
heading north.
I'm soaking my neck beard right now after a long battle.
There's a new comrade by the name of Jefferson Justin that I plan to attack with.
It might be the greatest Twitter account I've ever seen.
It is really good.
It's up there. It's one of the greatest Twitter accounts I've seen.
Did it get fired back up this week?
No, I have it pulled up right now. His last tweet was March 29th, 2020, right around COVID.
Wait. Okay, so he was tweeting last year. Okay.
Yeah, he was tweeting. But before that, August 28th, 2019, when he retired. So one tweet.
Right. What if it's really him? What if it's really Andrew Luck? He's just like, what the heck?
All right, that's a wrap on today's episode of Purple Daily. We thank Jared Allen for coming on the show, telling stories and showing off his glorious mullet. And we'll be back tomorrow on the schedule. Mina Kimes from ESPN's NFL Live is scheduled to join us. And over on Mackey and Judd, every Thursday, it's Reckless Speculation Thursday, where we bring on our friend Darren Doogie Wolfson for inside information about local sports teams, and our friend Mike Greenberg from ESPN Radio and ESPN's Get Up comes on to speculate about Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers and other things. So all kinds of stuff, all of our content, whether it's Score North or whether it's Purple Daily, Mackey and Judd, the Scoop of Doogie, and Royce Unchained. You can find it all at scorenorth.com and the Score North app. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right.